Yeah, so my name is Jay Newton. I'm an artist, and I make music, and yeah, I'm a creative.
Bet you can't do it like the kid, no. I'm a living legend, shawty, you should take a photo. Stunting on my head.
A lot of artists are speaking about police brutality, but it's not the mainstream artists or the plateau of artists that people look upon as far as their heroes and the ones that they really like, will make a difference. You know what I'm saying? We have all types of artists that can say things that will make an impact, but they don't say it because it either like change their money flow when it comes to their commerce, or it change their perception of some of their fans that they're comfortable around. But there are some dope artists that are speaking about police brutality. I just feel like they're on a lower scale. A lot of times, artists get into a sense of, thinking about everybody else before themselves when it comes to their lyrics. And I didn't never want to be inside that boat where I had to have everybody else's opinion dictate how I make my own music. However, I do feel like I have enough power on my pedestal inside my area that I'm at that I can say something that can change somebody's perspective or their actual input on something. So I have to be conscious of that also while never compromising my own sound. It's kind of like how it was inside the civil rights era. It was easy for young students to go out and protest and march and do all the things that they were doing because they didn't necessarily have as much responsibility as people who are older. So if you put that in terms of people who are financially stable or have the money that are inside the rap community, they don't necessarily have, it's not necessarily that they don't have the means to do it because they actually have more resources to speak upon it, but their money is not all the way let me see how I want to say this. Their money is not always dictated by themselves, it's dictated by other people. So because it's dictated by other people, anything that they do that might be left can change their money flow inside their own pocket. So it definitely does hinder people from talking about things that they know will spark some type of controversy. One of my goals is just to make it cool to be an individual. I feel like everybody is so accustomed to riding a wave, whether that's a very trapped out wave, whether that's being a druggie or being a hipster. I want it to be cool to be anything. You'll be able to be super eclectic, or you can be a hood person and still be able to listen to my music and feel a connection. I also want to be able just to shift culture when it comes to what I say and the topics that I talk about. I want to always talk about things that can relate to other people and have people feel something. I feel like that's missing inside music right now, the feeling. I want to combat the stereotype that you have to be super hard or trapped out or have to stunt or flex just to be a rapper. I don't think it's cool to talk about things that aren't related to me. So I'm not gonna sit here and talk about things that I don't have. I'm not gonna act like I have things or flex in order to just fit the social contract of just rappers. So I want to be able to combat the stereotype of you have to be luxury living in order to be seen as a rapper. And also I want to combat the stereotype of just you don't have to be socially conscious and cool at the same time. You can't be socially conscious, cool, while also delivering ignorant things. You know what I mean? Nobody's just one track minded on anything. I feel there's a whole bunch of one track minded artists where they only marginalize themselves because of one lane that they're in. So I want to be able to show that people are human and they have double sides to themselves and they can talk about multiple things at one time. I feel like women, and not just in the hip-hop industry but just in America, is treated in a way where they're not appreciated or they're undervalued, especially black women. I feel like they're the most unprotected and neglected human on the world, on the face of the earth. So it is a job where it comes to the responsibility, your last question, that it comes to a time where you have to have a certain type of responsibility and accountability for like lyrics that you say, because you know that your lyrics can actually voice how people look at women or voice how people treat women. So I don't feel like women are appreciated as much inside the hip-hop community in the way that they should be. Their like physical features are appreciated, but their actual like consciousness or mind or just like ideology is not like appreciated at all. So like the perception of just like bitch and hoe is kind of like the perception of nigga. I feel like I don't necessarily like appreciate like calling females like bitches and hoes. I don't think that like glorifies them in the right way. But also words can have different like social conscious meanings. I know a lot of females that use bitch in like a positive term, just like how niggas use nigga, you know what I mean? So I don't think that, I feel like the power that you put upon the word really like determines the outcome of the word. If you use it in a positive light, use it in a positive light, but I don't think there's no way that you can actually like use bitch or hoe and make it sound better than it is. The ass really like defines like inside rap, or just like in Black America, I feel like the ass defines like black women. Like that's what people always look for. They're looking for, you know, ass, or they're looking for assets that come to women. So which is a negative that also is like perpetuated on us like through generations and generations. But you have females that are insecure about themselves because of their ass, or you have females who do have ass also insecure because they feel like they have to like flaunt it in order to keep the standard of, you know, appreciation for themselves. So I don't really know how we can like combat that. I don't think there is thing, because you know the eye is gonna like what the eye likes. People inspire me. A lot of my music is real reflective, and it's talking about things or scenarios that I actually went upon and did. So that starts from either a conversation that I have with people or an actual experience that I have. I don't do very well with like writing from like the perception of like somebody else. So I can only write about things that actually like touch home with me and I actually feel. So anything can really inspire me, whether that's, like I said, a conversation, or if I'm like scrolling on Instagram and I see like an Instagram hoe, or if I see, you know, kids playing and like the happiness of a kid when they're young, like anything that I like can perceive and connect to emotionally, I feel like draws my music or my inspiration. There's two different lanes. So you have a rapper and you have an artist. Or an MC, I'm gonna take that back. You have an MC or you have an artist. So an MC is someone who writes their own lyrics, you know, they're not really worried about, it's more so the pride of being a rapper and being a writer that makes you an MC. And then you also have an artist. The artists are people who just want to create great music, and they don't, you know, necessarily feel like they have to dominate that actual process just by themselves. I don't personally feel like there's a problem with either one. I just feel like the authenticity is what makes it a problem when you don't identify with whether you're an artist or if you're a rapper or slash MC. Now, if you're trying to claim that you're an MC but you have a ghostwriter, I feel like that's a problem, because you're not necessarily putting out the words that you're performing. That's not you, that's from somebody else. But if you're an artist and all you're doing is just trying to create the sound, and you're trying to like collab and just create amazing music, then that's fine if you have a ghostwriter, because a lot of people that are artists, like, you know, your favorite artist has a writer for them. It's not necessarily their own music coming from them. They're just the instrument inside the process. So it just depends on where you connect with.
My name is Jay Newton, J-A-Y-E Newton. You can find me everywhere online, J-A-Y-E Newton, man. If you want to find my Instagram, Tidal, Apple Music, anything, J-A-Y-E Newton. My nigga Michael Aristotle, you know what I'm saying? So pipe up for us, man.